on a Wednesday in February 14th, but it's also a reminder, right? That we're halfway through the month.
Yeah.
January went this quick,
Yeah.
February is gonna go this quick.
Yeah.
And then before you know it, the first quarter of 2024 is out. So just a reminder is, let's get the momentum. Let's get the scribe and let's crunch it. Because I know Maria wants to stay very busy this quarter. You know,
She brought results.
yeah, so also bringing some donuts this morning was an extra layer of love.
Yes.
So awesome. All right, well, let's continue. Next slide. Let's thank Chris. Oh, yeah. Before we do so, let's talk about our vision and mission. So obviously, our mission is to provide agents with a place where they will be empowered, trained, and motivated to experience growth, wealth, and a legacy that allows them to live their best life possible. Our belief, when the values of your own company align with your own beliefs, you know you found your professional home. And then obviously our last is our vision to achieve amazing professionals, so that personal development, so that the KWSB remains the agency of joy. All right, next slide, please. Let's give a round of applause to Chris So, our transaction coordinator. Yeah. Natalie does some awesome stuff for us, you know, and Natalie does some amazing stuff as well. So, Chris, anything that you'd like to share with us? Your minute moment, if you love. Isn't it awesome? You know, Chris,
Since 2009 here,
Yeah.
4 years with the Millmans in Minneapolis. So 2012, 2013. I've been here what? 10, 11 years.
Oh, she had 81 bed.
Yeah, I've been here 15 years in the company, I think. It's as old as my daughter, the oldest daughter.
Wow.
You know, I was looking at all these hardcore, so yeah.
You're like me, right? Constantly changing.
I know. Just a reminder, because I noticed and I've been noticing that there was a form that was added to the RPA, right, Simon?
Yes.
The SPBB, are you familiar with that? So I work with other brokerages and they actually don't want that filled out unless the buyer is paying for the commission. So every time you pull up an RPA and it's attached to the RPA, right? Like it's in the bottom of the form. You don't have to fill it out, like it's meant to be used if the buyer is paying for the commission. Not as a confirmation of what the seller is paying you as a commission. So the right form to use is CBC, if there's any changes or if you want to confirm the commission that the seller is going to pay for. Just so it saves you time because vendor will want the form and then you need to make an addendum, the meeting and all that good stuff. So yeah, most of the brokerages are having me delete that in an addendum saying this is not part of the transaction. So just save you time. Just take it out of your DocuSign or your DigiSign if it auto-populates. There.
I'm just looking at the RPA, it has a RPA financing form, is that a new thing?
That is it, right? The commission form, the SPBB. Is that what
No,
you're
I
referring
think she's
to?
talking about something else.
There is
We'll touch-
another form, huh?
We'll touch on that a bit.
And
But
then-
just to kind of piggyback of what Chris is saying, is if you have a buyer representation agreement, when you consult with a buyer and the buyer and you agree to the buyer representation agreement, then that automatically is like Chris was saying, it's a disclosure, right? If you don't have a buyer rep, do not check G3 on the purchase agreement. Because that opens up another form, which is the SPBB form.
Oh.
Now it shows that, that's a buyer, the buyer is going to be paying the agent, the buyer agent a commission. So I taught a class on this about 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago. It is recorded. I suggest you go to our YouTube channel. I illustrated it. It was here in the class 2 Fridays ago, and it really just dives deep into it. Okay. And you can always reach out to us. We're here to help you regarding when and when not to use the form this time. Okay? So, awesome.
That's all for now.
Thank you. Awesome. She's amazing. All right, next, we got Maria with Metro South Bay. Another time.
We have donuts. We have a.
Yum, donuts.
Mochi donuts.
Those are
And
so-
Arabi's, and they're really, really good, I must say. So, for those who don't know me and haven't really, been introduced to me, I just want to share a couple of things. I am the in-house escrow officer for Escrow South Bay. I have been working in escrow for 35 years. And, it's been an adventure. And along the way, I've learned so many things because I've dealt with so many transactions. So I have a lot of experience and a lot of knowledge. And along with that, way back in the day, I used to be a hostess and a waitress. So that is where I learned the service industry and being of service. So that fit in really well with escrow because that's what we do. We're a service provider for you to support you in your business and to team up with you to help you get the transaction through as smoothly as possible. So I'm here in this office for your benefit, for your convenience to help you. So I wanted to share that. The other thing is, it's been good talk about the contract and I started thinking about all these things I wanted to share. So one of them is the escrow fee on the contract. It says 50/50 or it says each to pay their own. So you want to make sure it says each to pay their own because you don't want your seller to have to split their escrow fees with the buyer because the buyer has to pay loan tie-in fee and other processing fees that the seller shouldn't have to pay. So just make sure that that is always the choice, that you make sure that it's each to pay their own. And then the other thing is, lately I've noticed a couple of times that the home warranty hasn't been marked as to who's paying for it. So we want to make sure that we make that priority who's paying for it because I need to charge the right party. And then it has to be disclosed to the lenders and lender fees. Then the other thing I also wanted to share was, I don't know if you're familiar with the HERO program. Does everybody know what the HERO program is? Have you ever heard of it before? You know what it is.
I do know.
Simon, yeah, Simon knows what it is. So the HERO program is where a homeowner can do home improvements and finance them in their property taxes. But it's a very dangerous thing for a client. And this might be a client that you've had before in escrow, they went through you. And then you kept in contact with them and then they had a contractor reach out to them and do work on their property. So what happens is this work is all financed, so it sounds so great, right? You get all this beautiful things done to your home and then you don't have to pay for it up front. You get to finance it. But what ends up happening is the work and the financing, it increases the property taxes drastically. Some people don't understand that doing roof work, paving a driveway, putting in brand new windows costs a lot of money, and these contractors, I feel, they actually overcharge the clients for the work. Rather than give them a discount, they kind of charge them more. And in addition to their property taxes going up so exorbitantly high, they end up, when they're paying their taxes, they're only paying the interest. They are not paying for the work that was already done. So let's say, their taxes, I had a situation where a house in Wilmington, the property taxes went up to 20,000 a year. It was 10,000 and 10,000. It was an elderly couple. And they couldn't afford it, so they had to sell their property. And then when we went to close escrow, we were having to order payoff demand for that work, the HERO program, and the balance was $80,000. It was all the work that they had done. They went and did everything because they were convinced, that this was a good deal, something good for them. And that was all the equity they had in the house. And when we closed escrow, they got nothing. So it was really sad. It was a very sad situation. So if you ever hear about the HERO program and one of your clients questions you about it, just make sure that they understand the concept and what's going on. And that, they are very, very careful because that can just eat up the entire equity of their property. And it can even price them out of being able to afford the property taxes because they go so high. And so if you ever have questions about that or want to talk to me about it further, come by and see me. If you have any extra questions, come by anytime. Thank you.
Isn't that
Sorry,
is it a government sponsored program here?
it's, I believe it's LA County. I don't know that it's a state program. I think it's a local program, but.
It can be a local, and it could be a state or government federal program. Because obviously the state benefits and the government benefits from property taxes.
Yeah.
But you know, to that point, how do you identify and how do you find that information?
It's in the title report.
Title
So,
report.
yeah, it'll say underneath the property taxes, where they list the first and second half, it'll say that there's a bureau program. And then, but the thing is, it's not the amount financed doesn't go to the state or the county. It's just they allow it to be financed with the property taxes, but I don't know if they make any money off of that. I'm not sure how that works. But I know that when they're paying the taxes, they're only paying interest. Like that balance never goes down. So the work that was actually done, it's just the balance stays the same and that ends up just being interest that they pay for every year. So it's really, to me, it's not beneficial for them because it's like affects their equity. And, you know, it's just more expensive in the long run because of the interest,
So yeah, equity is better for them to have a HELOC.
Yeah, or there's other things, or if you can't afford to redo your whole house, then maybe you shouldn't do everything.
Oh,
all at once.
I'm looking at the roof.
Yeah, yeah.
Things that you
Yeah, but maybe not all of that stuff, you know, a little bit of
Just
that.
paying.
Yeah, yeah. But anyway, let me ask you good questions and thank you. Have a good time. Thank you.
All right, part of our segue that I wanted to kind of switch it up and change it up for the team meeting is to also spotlight our ALC members, okay? And the contribution that all of our agents that are part of the ALC, which stands for Agent Leadership Council. So we're definitely honored to have Bob, who is now part of the Hudson marketing team. Giving us a couple ahas and tidbits of what we should be doing in our real estate business. Is that what I'm going to talk about? That's what I heard.
That's the rumor.
Okay, that's a rumor. How long do I have? You got as long as you need. Okay,
That's-
and Natalie, you're running the show for me? She is. Just say next slide. Okay, awesome. That's cool. Yeah, by the way, that's the old slide. Sorry. What I want to talk to you about, and by the way, I taught the Ignite Lead Generation class yesterday, Eric, you were there. And Nellie was there, and
Shamika.
Shamika was there. Had a good time. So were the Chris's. Oh my, it was good stuff. And got to share some valuable information. When I talked to Fred about what should I share with y'all today in the next 20 minutes? Yes, sir. What should I share?
5 minutes.
Fred said, share something they can walk out of the door with and put into business, put and implement. So that's what I'm endeavoring to share with you today. I love this topic. Your business is a school, not that kind of school, that kind of school. Does anybody have any idea what that means?
Got like a three components to it, like three pillars to it.
So if you sit on a stool that has 3 legs, what will happen?
You'll be all right.
What if it had 4 legs?
Be all right.
Yeah. What if it had 1 leg? Yeah, it would be bad. So your business needs to have at least 3 sources to feed it. Now, next slide, please. What's the most obvious one?
Database,
What is a database?
people you know, people you've contacted, your CRM.
Friends, family.
Friends, family, people you know, contacts,
Coworkers.
co-workers, not in real estate though. None of you all are gonna do. Yeah, you're not gonna buy or sell a home for me. That is not gonna happen.
Well, if they retire.
And by the way, Rosie,
Who are you gonna hand your database to when you retire?
You.
Yeah, there you go. So here's what a database is. And I tell this to I told it to the folks here yesterday, I tell it to every new agent. You got one of these, right?
Yeah.
This thing has an app called Contacts. People who know, like, and trust you for the most part. Maybe some of them may should, who knows? I don't think, I'm not gonna judge. You take those people and put them on a flat file. I understand you can now import them directly into Command. However, you put them on a flat file. Anybody know what a flat file is? Spreadsheet.
Oh,
Thank you,
that's
Eric.
spreadsheet.
It's spreadsheet. A flat file in technology terms is a spreadsheet.
Never-
An Excel spreadsheet that has first name, last name, phone number, email address, and address. And that is the beginning of your database. And if you can also put in there, this is a friend, family, I know them from church, I know them from the club I belong to, I know them from wherever it is. I know they're gonna be a buyer, I know they're gonna be a seller, be whatever. That is the beginning of your database. I wish when I started this business 20-something years ago, someone had said to me, hey, Bob, take everybody you know and write it on a card. Actually, I think Diana Kokoska did. She said if she hired anybody, you had to walk in with 100 index cards, with names, phone numbers, and they didn't have email back then. Names and phone numbers and addresses, to even be in the business, because that's the beginning of your database. It's much easier now. So download those onto a flat file and build that database. For those of you that are high Ds like me, and not at all a C, this will be painful and awful and horrible. And I just despise this kind of work. And it is so extremely valuable. It's like doing open houses. I hate them. And they're extremely valuable. Okay, everyone on your phone. Oh, golly, you are following along, Natalie. You're awesome. Okay, so that is the best. And for how many of you are newer, been in business a year or less? Okay, have you done this?
That's what I can.
Doing that.
How,
Yes.
have you downloaded the contacts on your phone onto a spreadsheet
Yes,
or into Command?
yes.
Okay, that is what you will do today. So for those of you that are brand new, do that, figure out the way to do that today. You can download an app called Excel to, or Contacts to Excel, or you can figure out how to download it into Command and start building from there. Call them up and make sure you've got complete contact information on them. And then when you reach them, you say, by the way, who do you know that's thinking of buying, selling, or investing in real estate that I can help today? And that script, yes, it's needs to be able to fall out of your mouth so easily every single day. Because that would be the key to your business. Okay, but get that into a CRM, whether it's Command or something else, I don't care. Any CRM, contact relation management system will work if you work it. So whatever it is, Command is fine because you did it as being a part of Color right, Sam? Yes, sir. And there might even be somebody that can tell you how to use it. Yes, sir. Who is that? Chris?
So Chris can definitely help navigate
Okay.
it, but we have Scott Leroy,
Yeah,
and then we also have,
good.
Paul Morris too as well.
Okay, yeah, and you want to communicate with this link on a regular basis. I just confirmed. Chris.
Oh, yeah.
Is that right? Okay, this is the person you want to talk to about getting Command up and running. They have drip campaigns in there that will automatically communicate with people for you. And then ask, and there's that question I just stated, who do you know? Do we ever ask, do you know?
Oh,
Why not?
because it's a yes or no.
It's a yes or no question, and the answer is always
No.
no. Who do you know causes them to stop and think? All right, who do you know that's thinking of buying, selling, investors today? I can help in the next 30 days. Another strategy around this that you can do, and I was sharing it with class the other day, and excellent real estate coach Robin Sino gave this one to me many years ago. And you call, you ask, I'm hoping you can help me with a challenge. And what do people want to do?
Oh, no.
They always want to help. If they know, like, and trust you at all, they want to help. I'm hoping you can help me with a challenge. I made a commitment, excuse me, I made a commitment to help 24 families this year. Yesterday I heard 5, I heard 6, I heard 10, I heard 40, whatever. Your number is your number, and that's okay. I made a commitment to help 24 families this year who are looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate. Who do you know that I can help? Simple question. Very, very simple, easy question for you to ask. And all of you ask that of people who know I can trust you.
Yeah, can you
Absolutely.
repeat that so I can record you actually saying it one more time?
Yeah, let me take a sip so I don't stutter.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're the human I'm calling. Ring ring.
Hello?
Hi, so this is Bob with Keller Williams, or just Bob because they probably know you. Hey, I'm hoping you can help me with a challenge.
Sure, can you pronounce my name as Asia first?
No, but okay, Asya, I'm hoping you can help me with a challenge.
Sure, I can help you.
I made a commitment to help 24 families this year, of people who are looking to buy a home, sell a home, or invest in real estate. Who do you know that I can help?
I know several people who are looking for homes right now. I will give you their contact number and information immediately.
Excellent, thank you.
I wish everybody would.
Yeah.
What's it be like, coming back to you, they're gonna have.
It's a numbers game.
Yeah. What you will, when you ask this question, when you do this on the phone, and you ask that question, here's what you will hear. Huh. You will hear them over the phone think about somebody that could, they will actually take the action to think about it. And then if you want to up the game on that, and you say, well, great, may I call you back next week to see who's come to mind? And most of the time they'll say, sure. And then you can call them a week later and ask who's come to mind. Nobody. The person that shared this strategy with me told me that by the third call, they usually have something. I haven't done it. I personally have not implemented this strategy. If you've got nothing else going on, do it. Okay, good. Next slide, please. All right, so that's one leg. You know how to get after one leg of your stool. What are the other legs going to be? Who is going to be motivated to buy, sell, or invest in real estate?
Great.
Who is? Who?
Your eight people, your eight, and they're ready to go.
Who are
Could be sellers, could be buyers, could be investors.
they? Next one, please. We've all learned this, for sell by owners, expired, canceled, right? How many expireds did we have last month? On February 1st? In our entire market, 20. In the South Bay area, about 20. How many for sale by owners do we have every week in our area that's drivable and manageable? Correct. Less than 5. Right. And canceled, FSBO is, I'm sorry, FSBO is for sale by owner. That's somebody that's motivated, wants to sell, they're just not sure they want to work with an agent yet. They think they can do it themselves. Expired was trying to sell it, it didn't work because it was overpriced, that's why. And canceled, they took it off the market. These are classic targets for the real estate industry. I've been in this market almost 6 years. I've gotten 1 or 2 for sale by owner listings. I've yet to get something from expired or canceled. And I call them on a consistent basis. This is not a strong category to go after, is my point. All right, you can, and older expireds are even better. You can go after that. Okay, next one. What are the 3 Ds of real estate? We talked about this yesterday.
Divorce, death, and downsize.
Yeah, divorce, downsize are the 3 Ds of real estate. And people are talking about, gosh, there's people that own their houses now with low interest rates, they're not going to move because they don't want to give away that interest rate. Yeah, you're probably right. Are they going to die?
Yes.
Yes, they are. So let me tell you this, yeah, death, let's, what's my next line there? I just built this on Monday, so. Okay, so yeah, death records are a public record. That's something you can go after. I'm sure, Matt, are you still around? Matt, Copeland, did he split? He went that way? Okay. Al, is that public information? Yeah, so you can find that information, you can go knock on a door and ask if they're dead or whatever. People that have owned their home for a long time, that's data you can easily find. They've been in their house 30, 40 years. Now we're going to downsize as well as maybe they could be dying. So there's an opportunity there. Get a relationship with a trust attorney. I decided to go, I got a probate listing referred to me that was in Palmdale from a buddy of mine in the Sacramento area. He had a good relationship with a probate attorney. And he's been getting listings from them. I went, you know what? I'm gonna go after that. I'm gonna do that. So I called a few trust attorneys in the area, talked with one in San Pedro that actually answered their phone and said, yeah, let's meet and talk about it. So we discussed what I wanted to do, to be able to mail to and call and go after people that whose property was not in a trust. Because should it be in a trust?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And so I worked a strategy with them, and that's been going along. I referred a client that was referred to me to help them with their trust. And 2 weeks ago, they emailed me and said, we've got a probate listing for you.
Nice.
Do you want it? Yeah, yeah. And the reason the trust attorney relationship is key, I love telling this, when I do circle calls, hey, you know, this is Bob with Keller Williams Realty or Hoffman Murphy Real Estate Team. I've got buyers looking for a home like yours, wondering what it might take for you to sell. Oh, I'm not gonna sell, I'm gonna die here.
Dang, okay.
Great, how are you feeling? And they do that, by the way. They laugh. They laugh. And they go, I'm feeling great, I'm doing fine. I go, great. Is your property in a trust so that when the time comes, it'll convey? Do you want it? And if that's yes, then I say, great, you need repairs or improvements to your home. So, because we've got great people I can refer you to. There's an opportunity to give value, give help to somebody else. I was door knocking in Torrance a couple of years ago in advance of an open house. That was Josh Hammond's open house. Called Josh, he let me hold it open. And some of you heard this story yesterday. And knocked on the door. Carolyn Beach answered the door, and I was inviting her to the open house and asked if she was ever going to sell. No, I'm going to die here. Okay, great. Is it in the trust? Yeah, it is. Great. You need any repairs or improvements? Yeah, that door right over there to the garage, it needs to be fixed up. I said, great. I got a great handyman that can take care of that for you. I'll get you his name and number. So I got her contact information, sent her the handyman. The handyman did the job. He did a great job. Checked in with her a month later, and hey, everything's going well, fantastic. Lost contact with her, tried to call her, never got her on the phone or what have you.
No.
About a year later, she died in her house. And her nephew called me and said, is this Bob, the person that referred Carolyn to the handyman? Yeah, I haven't talked to her. How's she doing? What's going on? Well, she passed away. And it went fast. She got cancer. Took about 6 weeks, but she gave me her card and said, call you when she passed for you to sell her house. True story. It is, it's total, completely true story. Give value without expecting anything in return. It'll come. So if you're looking to build another lake, look at, people are going to pass and move on. They say they're gonna die. I'm running into people that are going, yeah, we gotta move to assisted living, independent living, somewhere else near family, so we have to sell. That's going on. It is. And so people that have been in their house a long, long time, they're potential candidates. Build a relationship with those people. Get in touch with them, give them value. Because when the time comes, they potentially are gonna list with you. Aaron Alcides was telling me he was at a listing appointment over in RTV and was talking to them about what they were going to do. And then they divulged, oh, sorry, but the family put the agent they wanted us to work with in their trust. And it ain't you. So, hey, you might be able to get someone to write in their trust that thou shalt list it with whoever. Yeah. All right, any questions about that? I'm doing all the babbling. I don't want to be a stream of words coming out of my mouth. I've been in meetings like that. All right, the downsizing route. There are people that do need to downsize. I just mentioned the ones that are going into assisted living, or moving on. When you look at data, the title reps, again, can help you out with this. Larger homes, long time of ownership. What else do I have there? Anything else?
I don't know. Anything else, next?
No, let's go back. So if you look at the data of a larger home or long ownership, and they're in an area that you want to service, and that's kind of an important thing to do, is like, where do you want to work? You want to work in Redondo Beach, in Manhattan, in Torrance, in RPV, up on the hill, Carson, Gardena, whatever else. Forget Gardena, that's Allen Gardena. Wherever you want to work, find people that have been in their house a long time and it's a larger home. They could be a candidate for a downsize. Go and knock on their door and offer to give them value and give them help and give them support. Or get their phone number and call them. I will tell you, calling is less effective now than it was 7, 8, 9 years. People do not pick up their phone as much. They may read a text. Well, they may answer their door. The dialing is not as effective. Yes, sir.
So who are you calling nowadays, Bob?
What's that?
Who are you calling nowadays?
Who do I call nowadays?
Yeah.
My database, I call expired or sell-by owners. I call the Hoffman Murphy database, which is gold. I call pre-foreclosures.
I know these.
Yeah, in fact, that's the next one. Oh, wait. Downsizing, death, divorce. I'll get to that in just a second. Okay, go ahead and put the rest of those up. That is a public record as well. Title reps can probably get that data for you. Call them up or offer to provide options for them. That's the next one, Natalie. Or a relationship with your divorce attorney. Absolutely, yeah. No, not that next one, the things that I have. There we go. Next one. Hit the button.
There is no next one on the slides I have.
Really? It doesn't say provide options, some will have to sell? Closure. Oh, it's just public record? Oh, thank you, Natalie. I don't know what I'm. He thought he was pulling up somebody that had a clue.
That's
So yeah, that is a public record, but as Rose pointed out, if you have a relationship with a divorce attorney, yes, sir.
Can you tell me more about that, Bob? How do you deal with divorces and stuff? Like I've tried talking to divorced people and they're like, I don't know, call my husband or my ex.
Yeah.
Yeah, they can't click. I don't know what's going on, but click, we're gonna sell, but I don't know, click. You know what I mean? How do you deal with it, Bob?
A lot of the things that keep coming up.
I know.
I tell them.
For that very reason. If it gets referred to me, then yes, I will.
Okay.
Here's the thing to be worried about, concerned about, thoughtful about. If you do get it, you can take a listing with one signature.
Right.
On the listing agreement of the two people. You cannot get into contract unless both of them sign.
Right.
So you better be sure both of them are on board.
Right.
Okay, now let's go. Here is not one that is not the 3 Ds. Now the next slide, Natalie. Pre-foreclosure.
Sorry, back to this comment you made. So if you take the listing and the other party is not cooperating, can you physically put it on the MLS without the?
You can list the property for sale with one signature on the listing agreement. Correct.
If you never get a hold of the other party, you can't sell it.
Unless some miracle happens where you're able to get the
Can I
confirmation.
share,
Yeah,
So here's my thought around it, and I don't know if that's, I don't want to take from your spotlight.
yeah,
But you gotta be very careful when there's a divorce situation and you have a husband and wife. First and foremost, you want to check and identify, is the husband or the wife on title?
Yeah.
Okay, because they can be married, but only one can be on title.
Right.
So if it's only one person, then you only need one signature.
Mhm.
If both are on there, we must have all signatures, because this happened to one of our agents here in the office. A seller reached out to one of our agents, says, hey, I want to sell my house. And he didn't go into the details, but he wanted to sell it and put it on the market. He was persistent that he wanted it on the MLS. So he put it on the MLS. I get a call from a woman saying, hey, I'm so-and-so, I own this property. My husband and I are getting a divorce. I did not give authorization. If you don't take it off immediately, I will file a complaint. And she was an attorney. Okay? So the moral is I called the agent and said, hey, you know what, give me the listing agreement. Well, I didn't have the wife's signature. He just wanted to put it on the MLS, and here's a prime example of what can happen. So if we don't have all parties, because, you know, divorces, sometimes they don't like sharing, they think they can just try to sell the house, and that's not the case, so we have to be very careful.
Absolutely.
You should know because you get title, you lost
He
title.
didn't know, but I think the seller was telling him, we'll get the signature, we'll get the signature. So he just went with the motion, let me put it on the MLS, trying to get some buyers already, but it backfired on all of us. And that can happen.
You're technically, you can do it with one signature, you're better off with both.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. All right, pre-foreclosures, are they still going on? What is a pre-foreclosure?
Notice of default.
Notice of default, what does that mean?
They're behind on payments.
They're behind on payments, how far behind are they?
At least many.
It depends on
Depends on the
the
bank.
loan servicer and the bank. It could be a year, it could be 2 years, it could be 2 months. At least, they have to be at least 2 months behind. And we do have these. We have people that were in forbearance, that came out of forbearance, and now they don't have a solution. This, it is a public record. The notice of default is a public record. And I call them every week. That's another one I call every week. And I just ask, do you know your property has a notice of default? Do you know what that means? And how are you getting it resolved?
You try to help them, like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I've got something I think I got from Fred was 9 alternatives to foreclosure, as well as the letters, 6 different letters that I sent out. By the way, one of those letters that I sent out is closing next week as a listing in Torrance.
So how much about?
975,000.
Yep.
Yeah. So there is an opportunity there. Call to give them options. Now, obviously, the option you want is sell it. However, if you can give them other information, other options, great. I'm working with another one right now that says, yes, we're going to have to sell. And I'm working on getting in front of them to see the property and see what it's going to take to make that happen. Some are going to have to sell. As I'm dialing through pre-foreclosures, I see some properties listed for sale and I see some pending sale. The Mojo dialer that I use allows me to pop open Zillow and I can see what's going on.
Another option, just to kind of piggyback on what Bob is saying, talk to lenders. You know, sometimes the sellers are desperately in a position where they lost their job and they're trying to refinance and pull some money to pay some bills. Unfortunately, because their FICO score, they might not be able to, you know, qualify for a refinance or a HELOC. So they're in a position they have to sell, or otherwise they'll lose their property. So connecting with lenders is another option that you can utilize as well.
Okay, fantastic. So that is the end of the information that I have. Have I used enough time or can I
Yeah.
share something else?
So please share something else.
The story I always love to share is about the Coronas, not the beer,
Not coronavirus either.
not coronavirus either. It is about the Juan and Sylvia Corona. I was circle calling one day. Anybody know what a circle call is?
Yes.
What's a circle call?
Call around a listing.
Call around a listing, call around a neighborhood. We had just sold listing, called around, said, hey, we just sold this house in this neighborhood. Who do you know that might be thinking about selling? And Sylvia answered the phone and said, we might be. We want to move, we're in a 2-story house and we want to move to a single-story house. I go, great, we should probably get together and meet this evening at 6 o'clock. Okay, great. Went over to their house and I could see when I walked in, there was Catholic symbols on the wall, so I knew they were people of faith. And we talked about what they wanted to do, came up with a strategy. earned the listing appointment, and I started helping them find a house to buy. At that time, the only thing on the market was short sales. And they were a regular sale, they owned it outright. But they had to sell that in order to purchase the next one. And there was no way a bank was going to give a purchase or they were going to approve subject to the sale of a property. So I got them a pre-approval letter. And the person that was listing it was an agent I knew. The benefit of knowing other agents, and that person knew me, knew I get the job done. And so I said, here's a purchase agreement. He started the short sale approval process, which could take months. And I said, as soon as you get to be close to it, let me know. I'll get their property listed and sold. And so we got going. That was happening. We got a buyer, no problem. And that buyer fell out. I'm like, okay, extend that approval another 30 days. Got them in contract again. Got it closed. Got them closed on their house. And I became the first agent in history to get a short sale purchase with a contingent offer. Probably the only one in history. Thank you. Now, when I handed them the keys to the house, Sylvia pulled me aside and said, we never told you this, Bob. But on Sunday night, I called them on a Monday morning. On Sunday night, we prayed that if a real estate agent called us, it was God telling us that we should move.
Oh, wow. Wow.
There's opportunity all around us, and if you are reaching out and communicating with people about their opportunity, their life, what's going on, it can end up in your lap. Now, what would have happened if I hadn't called the Coronas that morning?
Somebody else would.
God was gonna make it happen. I got in his way.
Thank you very much. Great nuggets, huh? Great nuggets. And he definitely keeps it real. You know, one thing that I do miss, he's not physically in the office anymore, but he was my next door neighbor. So I would hear him consistently every day on the phone, making his calls. So now he's part of the Hopkins
No
working
one
team.
is serenading me.
Yeah, I know. He was a little loud.
Oh my God, Bob, you should have heard.
All right, I'm gonna provide you with the tech moment. How many have cell phones? Wait a minute, what'd you say about me? You're awesome. That you're awesome. We have cell phones. Hey, everyone should have a cell phone, right? We're in 2024, right? I remember back in the 90s, I used to have this brick phone. Okay?
Oh, yeah.
Those times are long gone. Okay. So I'm gonna play a scenario here with you and the importance of the technology that we have, okay? And more so, the importance of why you're a part of KW. And I've been getting a lot of questions regarding this, okay? And the goal at our team meetings is to give you a quick 1-minute tech moment, okay? Something that has to do with command, all right? So sharing my app on as a link, right? Everyone has a cell phone. Does everyone have their command, KW command on their phone? Okay, how many have their KW command on their phone? Okay,
I didn't even.
if
really
you
think
don't, I need you to go to your app store or whatever you need to go and download KW command. Okay, you know you have your username and your password on your computer where you can go into your client relations management, right? So if you happen to come across a potential lead, right, the command platform would be an opportunity for you to send them your link. Your link to command, which is coincides with the MLS. So now you're providing them with information. Chad, do I have capability to share?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. So let me share my screen. Okay, share screen in iPhone plug. I think this is it. Here we go. Okay, so everyone, this is my cell phone, okay? when I go to my cell phone, I'm gonna go and look at my KW command. All right, so I have KW command plugged in, okay, it's the one in the middle. I'm gonna click that and it's gonna provide you the same component as your computer, right? You're gonna plug in your information. All right. Now it's gonna take you to your information here, okay? All of the information that you have, the more you put into it, like Bob was saying, the more opportunities that you get. Now, if you're coming across a conversation with someone and you would like to share your link to their, have them as part of your platform, then you're gonna go to the very top where your name and your photo is at, okay? You're gonna click on that, that's gonna drop down a part where it says profile, business card, and share my KW app. The business card is exchanged like business to business with other KW agents, like when you go to family reunion, when you go to mega camp or any events that is KW associate, then you can share each other's contact information that way. So then from there, you click on the last one where it says share my KW app link. You click on that, then you can pick and choose who you're going to send this information. So I'm just going to say that I'm going to send mine to my own contact. So I go here, and now I could send that over to that person. Okay. So once it gets sent, then the receiving party is going to receive your information, and that information you get is when they click on it, it's going to say on the bottom, you know, hi, this is Simon. Here's the link to download my KW app, and it's going to allow you to download the agent's app. That's simple.
So no one's
Yeah.
using Kelly anymore.
No.
Remember those
Yeah.
years that we.
Kelly is
Kelly,
no
Kelly,
longer
Kelly.
part of it. It's all KW command. Was that simple or was that simple, right? So if you don't have the KW app on your phone, I encourage you, put it on your phone now, download the app, go into your username and password on the upper left corner, excuse me, where your name is, you click, it drops down, and there's where you can share your link, okay? And all you need is just someone's phone number or someone's email, and then it'll shoot your link. When they receive it, it's now going to have your branding, your name, your contact information, and now they're going to be able to see listings. They can also see if they're homeowners, what the activity is going on their neighborhood. Great opportunity to get a potential lead from it. And what if you sent this over? And maybe not today, maybe not next week, but what in a couple of months or a year from now, similar to what Bob was sharing, they call you back, hey, I'm thinking of buying, I'm thinking of selling, or I'm thinking of investing, okay? Because you provided some type of value, okay? So that is our tech moment for today. Any questions? Any questions?
Can you take us to that one more time?
Yeah. I can definitely do so. Yeah, so all you do is you go to your KW command, okay?
And
You
can
log
use
in,
the console.
username, password. Okay? And then once you're inside your command, then on the upper left corner, Gary, you click on your photo, that's gonna drop down options, your profile, your business card, and your share my KW app.
Okay.
When you click on that,
Button here, it says, your profile about me, is that the business platform?
I don't know, can I see what you have? Okay, it should have the options. Anyone doing that? Okay, but this is different. Is that your app?
Well, this is KW console, right?
No, not KW. It's KW
Oh,
command.
go to the brand.
Go to command. There you go.
So, man.
Okay, now click on your photo. Why is yours different?
Okay, maybe I talked to her.
Let me see if you have, it's because it's the specific app. So is that part of Google, and maybe that you're on Google? I'll circle back with you on Gary, but everyone else, can you get into that link?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, just go into your KW command, use your password on the upper left section, your photo, click on it, drops down, and then your link should be there. Okay? All right, awesome. And then again, every team meeting, we're gonna provide you with some tech moments regarding command. Next week, I'll probably talk to you about, how to connect and communicate and ultimately pass referrals from other KW agents from other states as well. All right? Cool. All right, let's continue with Fred here. Mr. Fred Howard in the house. All right, so we got Fred. Let's give up.
No, I was not gonna say anything today. I was just gonna come in and say, hey, how are y'all doing? But I just have one thing, you don't have to write it down because I'm old. You know, I'll be 60 this year. Hey! Come on. Say it again, say it again.
You don't look like you're 60.
That's it, thank you. Your greatest asset in real estate is a satisfied customer.
Yeah.
That is your greatest asset in real estate, is a satisfied customer. Because when you have a satisfied customer, you have an endless chain of referrals. Okay, can I tell you a little story?
Yes.
Okay, so the other day, I was on a Zoom and one of my clients called me from a long time ago, but he had called me before to come over to his house after not this rain, but the last rain. And I thought I was gonna get his, where's Al? I thought I was gonna get his listing in Gardena then, okay? Because he called me over, he said, Mr. Howard, can you come over? And so I came over, I had a listening agreement ready, you know? And he's saying, the rain happened. He said, it flooded my room and I called the insurance company and I sent them the money and now they won't send me the money back to fix it. And I can't fix it.
Oh, man.
I said, okay, let's get on the phone with your insurance company. Got on the phone with the insurance company. We got everything straight. I referred to him my contractor. My contractor went out there, fixed his thing. I was like, okay, great. I didn't get the listing, but I still have a relationship.
Yeah.
Well, this past week, he called me, Mr. Howard. He said, I lost all my numbers in my phone, but I still have yours.
Aw.
He said, I'm thinking about doing something. I said, where are you at? Where are you at? He said, I'm in Louisiana, because that's where he goes back and forth to. He said, I'm in Louisiana, but I think I want to sell it. I said, okay, I'll get you the number. Remember, relationships build your income, okay? Your greatest success, what did I say? Your greatest success in real estate is a satisfied customer. And the reason why I got him was because I sold one of his properties prior to years ago. And we stay in relationship.
And you helped him.
And I helped him, okay? So what do you do? What do you need to do?
Build relationships.
Build relationships. Don't search after the money, search after relationships, and the money will follow, okay?
Thank you so much, Fred. All right, let's continue. I want to respect everyone's time. Next slide, please. All right. We mentioned it last week. We're in motion, right? So just remember the sales contest is January 1st, started till March 31st. You got first place, second place, third place. Check with your teams on the left, submit your numbers. Now, I'm gonna hold you accountable, right? If you're not reporting the numbers, then you don't know where you're at. All right, so right now, team 3 is in first place. Who's on team 3? All right, we got a few people on team 3. Okay, second place is Rise 10X, they're 38 points. And team number 3, the closers are at 34. Okay, now remember, we're hitting it up, we're hitting it up. All right, we're still very close, all right? You still got plenty of time. All right, I want to see these numbers change on a regular basis, right? Remember what the contest is all about. Bragging rights, but also there's prizes, cash prizes. So what you need to do is commit to yourself, hold yourself accountable. Now, with that being said, if you're part of team one, your captains is Gary Nix, Aaron Alcides, and Lamar. If you're in second team, Bryce 10X, your captain is Elegana, Michelle Brown, and Tammy. And team three is the closers. That's Bob Walaka, Christina Blue, and Mr. Fred Howard. All right, it's important, it's vital. We're not going to hold you by the hand. If you're not reporting the numbers on the activities that we said, then you're not doing justice for you or your team or your captain. All right, I want to see who's going to win. Remember, points are as follow. You get 1 point per each listing taken. You get 1 point per each listing closed. You get 1 point per each contracts written. You get 1 point per each contracts closed. You get bonus points for each escrow closed with Escrow South Bay. You get 1 point for each buyer side funded by one of our lenders, Chris or Fernando. You get 1 point for the highest sales price as well. That includes leases too, okay? That includes anything, land, commercial, business opportunity, manufactured home, mobile home, whatever it is. If it's a sale, it counts towards a point, okay? I want to see everyone thrive on this, and I want to see when we celebrate at the end of March who the winner is. Remember, just go to the link, check in on what team you're part of, if you're team one, team two, team three, and then report your numbers, okay? That is your job, your responsibility to be part of that. Any questions? All right, let's continue. Next slide, please. All right, any listing pitches or buyer needs? Eric?
I got a buyer looking for 400,000 or less in Long Beach. Condo, 1 bedroom, 1 bath is fine, it's just one person. So everything has low end, Long Beach condo is fine. Old Torrance, 4-bed, 3-bath for $969, 2,000 square feet with a 2-car garage, it's a townhome. That's coming up. And then my developer client is building a house in Manhattan Beach, 5 bedrooms, 6.5 bath, 4,000 square feet. Gorgeous, gorgeous property. It has 1,000 square foot basement that they can put like a golf simulator, yoga studio, whatever. Gates and Meadows right by Miracosta High. That's gonna go up for about 6 million, 5.950. That one, and then I still have all of my like 16 vacant lots in East LA. An idea if a buyer, somebody wants to park their money, they're in exchange or something. It's gonna go up in value. My seller bought them for like 80 grand, and we just sold that for like 150. So if somebody, needs to park some money, so it goes up in value, it does that too. And I still have a buyer that's qualified looking for 800,000 in the Whittier area for a duplex.
Awesome, thanks. All right. Anyone else? Any listing pitches? Need some wants? Yeah, Rosie.
I still have my 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom Long Beach condo. I'm trying to release it. That's for $4,100 a month. Has a beautiful ocean view, like 180 degrees. The bath, he decorated and he updated, one of the bathrooms is very old, so he's gonna update it, so he will be able to. I have a buyer that's looking for like a 750 Anaheim area, another buyer that is looking for 800 Anaheim area also, or maybe Torrance Carson.
Beautiful, thank you, Rosie.
Right, single story in Granada Hills, north of the 118 freeway, west of 405, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,500 square feet, has large enclosed sunroom. It needs work, 7,400 square feet yard. It has a lower roof, and they're looking to possibly find somebody that can close within the next 10 to 15 days. So quick close. I forgot that major part, huh? So the price is between 650 and 700 range, 7K. Yeah,
Very good, thank you. Fred?
I'm courting someone, and this is a training moment too. I'm courting someone, the listing I had on 66th Street, went into escrow earlier this week. And I got a call the day it went into escrow, from someone that I thought was an appraiser, but it was actually a homeowner. And she said, listen, you had your property listed for 585, if you get 585 for my property, you can list it and sell it. So it's coming up on 83rd Street off of Main. It's a house on an R2 lot, but it's only a 2-bedroom, 1 bath, and all she's trying to get is 585. So I'll talk with her to see whether or not we can get it, and then I'll let you know. But I wanted to share with you how important it is that you make yourself visible with your listings, because homeowners are not just looking. She didn't find that on the MLS. She found that on Zillow or something. Saw that it went in escrow, and she called me right away. So it's important you make yourself visible in neighborhoods. Okay.
Is that a picture?
There's a tenant in it, which gives the issue because the new law says that if it's not owner occupied, an investor can't come in and get them out and rebuild. If they build, it has to, no matter how much they do, they still have to make it a 2-1. So that new law that came in, new bill that CD something, it really hit the investors hard.
Okay.
So, yeah, so it's a 1, but it's on an R2 lot, 5,200 square foot lot, so you can build on that. Okay.
Awesome, thank you, Fred. All right, anyone else? All right, let's continue. Next slide, please. All right, Chris, do you have any updates for us?
I know it's my week.
Who won the squares?
Who won the square? That's the most important thing. Yes. No, what the game. Well, let's see what it was. So on the $5 squares, it was Hesse, which is Chris Baker's friend. And then for second and third quarter was Kevin Park, because he always wins. And then the end of the game was Aaron Alcides. That was the $5 squares. $20. Eric Chavez upstairs in the first quarter. Second and third was Rosie.
I did.
Good morning. It's not $200. So he went second, third, and then the end of the game.
Yeah.
With my daughter. You know, the beauty of it, Andrew told me too, make sure you videotape it when you're picking the squares. So I did when I was picking the numbers. I got a video of me doing it. So anyone out there, you can see that I did. But in terms of mortgages, because that's what I'm up there for, rates have kind of turned up a little bit. We're pushing high 6s. FICO score, down loan program, that sort of thing, but we're still sub-7, which is good. There's more pressure for them to keep rates where they're at. Unfortunately, we thought that we'd probably see some free, maybe as early as March, and then maybe May. Now it's like possibly not even until June. So we're not really sure yet when the Feds are going to start decreasing rates. But as I told you time and time again up here, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. So the Feds are going to be decreasing rates this year. We just don't know when. Once that levy breaks, we will see them slide. But still, I was talking to a client yesterday in regards to interest rates, and I put 6.75 to him. And we had kind of a joke because he has bought properties before. He's like, that's a normal interest rate. It's not a bad interest rate. 6.75, just 6-7 years ago was the going rate. It's just that we got tainted over the pandemic when rates slid down below 3%. So we think that's a normal market. That wasn't a normal market. That was really just kind of the oddity. We don't want to see rates get back to 3% or below because it was crazy, the event that took place to get us there, right? So we don't want anything like that to happen again. But that's what it would take. So, it's just, I know it's tough because people are thinking, I want 3%, or I don't want to get off my 3%. But 6.5, 6.75 is not a bad rate. Show them historic data. This is where rates have been over the last, if you take it all the way back to 40 years ago, 6.75 is not that bad of a rate. So And lastly, I wanted to let you guys know that we are going to be doing the CalPAPA Green for All program. We're going to do training. It's going to be the first week of March. Stay tuned for the flyer. It's coming out. And then we're going to do a first-time homebuyer seminar, pitching that program at the end of March. It's really designed so that you meet your clients in here so they can find out what that program is, because they did some tweaks this year. But one of the biggest things is it's going to be a lottery system. So you have to get your file into CalHOFA and register, and then come May 1st, because we're going to open it up April 1st to April 30th to register your file. On May 1st, they're going to do a lottery system and just pick names. And then they get a voucher and they'll have 90 days in which to go find a home to get into escrow. So it's not going to be just a mad rush for people there. It's not. It's going to be who's in there, register, and then it's going to be a lottery thing, which is actually kind of good.
When do they register?
Register all of it. Right, so that's why we want to hit the streets to the public at the end of March and let them know you need to get the full package into us so we can pre-approve you, so we can get you registered with CalHOFA.
Do you know any programs like last year where they retain part of the equity or?
Same thing, it's gonna be a shared equity, same thing. Max will be 150,000 that they'll give to any one client. So it doesn't necessarily mean they'll get 20%, because they're only getting 18%, 15%. The max is 150. The biggest change is first generation. So someone on the file has to be first generation owning a home, meaning their parents can't have owned a home prior to. So it's not just a first time home buyer, it's someone who's first generation. So they're really trying to help the people who've never owned before. But it just has to be one of the people on the file. So if you've got a husband and wife, right? And the wife's parents owned the property, but his parents did not, you're fine. There's one person on the file with the first generation. So it's just one person. Or if they're buying it together. Yes.
So on the 90-day thing, I know that's to enter escrow, to get an offer accepted. It falls out. What happens? 90 days, just.
Yeah, that's gonna be a secondary question. They didn't tell us that. They just simply said, once they get picked, they're gonna have 90 days with that voucher to go find a home. Right? So no one asks, well, what happens if it falls out? I guess as it falls out, they're gonna like, hurry up and get into something else. Because you got 90 days, because they're gonna go to the next person, right? I think they came out and said they helped 2,500 families last year. Their goal was 2,200 families this year. And then they want to do it more regional based too. So when they're doing the lottery system, it's going to be done by county. So it's not one county can take all of it or the bulk of it. LA County is going to get a big share because we have a lot of people here. They're trying to get it more standardized, so it's spread out throughout the entire state and not a first come, first serve. And they just happen to get lucky because it just happened to go to escrow and they didn't need it, right? Because a lot of people already had 20% down and they took the extra funds anyway. Taken away from some people who could have used. So, anyway, stay tuned. It's going to be, the training will be the first week of March, so I can roll that all out to you so you'll understand what that shared appreciation looks like, so you can explain to your clients to get them in the seats. We'll do the first time home buyer seminar. Really, it's designed to get them pre-approved, right? And then what happened last year, there was at least a handful of people that we had in the seminars, didn't go through that program, they still bought. Because once they knew they could afford it, we showed them how. There's other first time home buyer programs out there, or they can access retirement funds. You got gift funds on one file. So people, once they make that determination, they don't want to buy, they already got their stuff in the systems, they're already pre-approved. Easier to push. Right, so anyway, that's it.
All right. Upcoming events, next slide, please, and we should be done. Next slide, please. Just a quick reminder, lunch and learn with Fernando tomorrow, Thursday, February 15th, 12 to 1 p.m. here at the training room. Next slide, please. No, you don't. Chris Baker is going to be teaching Ignite, Grow Your Database. That'll be February 15th here at the office, 2 to 4. Next slide. And then we have Marie Hoffman. Every client deserves a luxury experience. That's February 20th at 12:30 here in the training room. Lunch will be provided. Next slide. And then we have the Real Estate Investors Hub.
That's me.
That's Ashley, Eric, and Lloyd. That'll be March 7th, March 7th at 11 a.m. It'll be here in the training room. It's an opportunity to network, strategize about real estate investing from experienced professionals.
Super quick.
Yeah.
I did my first time investor workshop. It was good. I had people saying like they couldn't make it. They want to come to another one. So I teamed up with Lloyd and Ashley. And we're gonna actually have an ATU person here, a bakery and a lender here, and we're gonna teach a class. It's gonna be at 11 a.m. on a Thursday, March 7th. So everybody's welcome to come check it out. And we're just gonna keep it going.
Awesome. Thank you.
I share a little videos. Definitely a minute.
Are you ready to take your real estate investments to the next level?
What if we told you that you could learn insider tips, market trends, and investment strategies to maximize your returns?
Join us at our exclusive event designed for savvy investors just like you.
Join us on March 7th as we'll be hosting an informative investment strategy class featuring an ADU professional, a lending mortgage professional, and a local rockstar baker. It's going to be a fun, informative class talking about self-directed IRAs, 1031 exchanges, and a lot of other fun investment strategies where we hope you will learn a ton of new information to help build generational equity and your wealth. So thanks you very much, guys. We're looking forward to seeing you.
We can't wait to see you here.
All right, let's continue. I think, is that all the slides? Yeah, that is. That concludes our team meeting. Thank you very much.
Happy Valentine's, by the way.
You got,
Working hard.